Hi everybody, today we are taking a look at the DarkFlash DLM21 Mesh front panel case, and it's touted as a budget MicroATX case. So let's take a look at it, see if it's any good to build in. What? No, there's a case in the box. I swear this box has never been opened. It's very heavy. I'm just super strong. Yeah. Alright guys, so let's get into it. Today we've got the DarkFlash DLM21, got the mesh front panel, and this one was actually white, but the case itself sells on Amazon for about $55 and comes in a variety of colors. There's also an option without a mesh front panel. If you're into that sort of thing, I kind of tend to migrate towards the ones that do have a mesh front panel just because it does get better airflow, but you could go with something like the LianLi 205, which has a closed off front panel but does have the side vents and actually does very well. If you want to see a build with that one, up here somewhere ish, maybe lower, upper, whatever, it's up there somewhere. So as far as the case itself, it is a MicroATX case. The build quality is actually pretty good on there. All the holes line up, which on a $50 case is kind of hit and miss for some reason. Used to be you only had to worry about that on $25 and $30 cases, but now it does kind of creep into those kind of mid-tier budget cases. So I was happy to see everything line up. It does have good quality metal, so it's not very flexible one way or the other, which is very good as well. I guess that helps with noise dampening, as the case was pretty good. There's no foam in there for noise dampening or anything like that, but you really wouldn't expect that on a $50 or $55 case. In addition to the solid build quality, you do get thumb screws for the side panel, the rear side panel, or back side, or right side panel, or left, depending on how they use thumb screws for the side panel, except for the tempered glass side panel, which is actually a hinge design, which is very convenient, especially if you're doing fan tuning, stuff like that. You just want to pop it open and hear the noise, instead of having to take the extra thumb screws or just regular screws off the side panel. And the case also comes with all the mounting hardware you would suspect. It has the screws for the motherboard, screws for hard drive caddies, as well as zip ties galore inside of it. Now, as for storage configurations, you do get the option to have 3 2.5-inch SSDs, as well as one 3.5-inch mechanical drive. Now, it's kind of limited with mechanical drives, which I don't necessarily love about the case, because if it's touted as a budget MicroATX case, you've now got only one hard drive, which usually that's a terabyte drive, so you couldn't add another terabyte drive later. You'd have to get a 2 terabyte or 3 terabyte drive, depending on what you're doing, and that kind of, if you're investing that much into hard drives, you could probably invest more into the case and have a better solution there. Now, for cable management inside this case, I would actually give it an A+. There are cutouts all over the case where you would expect them to be to route cables through to keep your build looking nice and clean, as well as on the back. There's actually a ton of different tie-down points. Of course, whether or not you choose to use them is optional, but they are there and they do help out. There is no pop out on the actual back of the case, which I thought may be an issue, which is kind of the situation with a lot of the flat side panels, but it actually worked out pretty well because there's plenty of space in between the back of the hard drive, or the back of the mounting, and then the back of the case. All right, so what do I think about the case? I really like this case. I think it is great to build in. I think where they went wrong is actually calling this a budget case. And of course, DarkFlash isn't necessarily doing that, but a lot of people have called this a budget MicroATX case. So the case sells for $55 on Amazon. However, it comes with 0 included case fans, which I think is one of the biggest drawbacks of the actual case itself. With 0 included fans, we had to throw in a 3-pack of up here fans, which looked very nice and was good to actually cool the case. However, that brings the case almost to $80. And for $80, there are a ton of options on the market that you can buy. Not necessarily better or worse than this one, but if you're going to use this case as a budget build, quote unquote, you don't have any fans, you have to add them in there. An $80 case doesn't belong with a budget build. Now, we did put together a build for $600, but when I think budget build, I'm thinking really that $400 bare bones, get yourself in the door type of build, and you just can't really do that when you spend $80 on a case and fan. So I think this is a great MicroATX option. I'm just not going to call it a budget MicroATX option. And that being said, I will have Amazon affiliate links down below, so if you'd like to get this case, go ahead and click on my link. It does help out the channel by giving me a small kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and like I said, really helps me out. But that's it, that's all I have. So if you have another $50 case that you would like to see a review on, or you like to build in yourself, Drop a comment down below. While you're there, don't forget to subscribe if you like PC hardware reviews and PC build videos. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.